Hello guys, how's everybody doing today? Great to see you as usual. Today's topic we'll discuss is, Mark, can you help me with depression, anxiety, how to overcome it? That's a great question. I think many of us, this day and time we live in, it's very stressful. We get over anxious, we get stressed, we get depressed, and we get anxiety. A lot of things are happening now in the matrix, from the food we eat to things we are surrounded by, our social media things. A lot of information are just designed to keep us in a panic or fight or flight state, which makes you want to just buy. So this time we're living in is a lot more mental than ever before in our entire history. School for life, let's go. Yes, school. Get into my school platform. A school platform is the community that will help you to de-stress and relieve your anxiety and all that stuff you suffer from, because it's a community of like-minded individuals. But let me help you right now. Let me give you some pointers that can actually help you to kind of put things in perspective so you won't have to suffer. When you suffer in a mental aspect, it's because it's lack of knowledge about the mental faculties of how your mind works. So what is the root cause of all of this stuff that, delay your manifestation, get you stressed, depressed, anxious? What is the root cause of all this? There's two root causes of this. The first one is the subconscious mind, held by beliefs. The second one is our ego. But let's focus on the ego, because the subconscious one, you can fix that with knowledge, with subliminals and things like that. You can change that program. The next one, though, the conscious mind, that is something that you have to continue to monitor. So let's just talk about that. So why does our own mind makes us feel so bad? It beats us up. It makes us feel unworthy. Here's the answer to it. The way the conscious mind works is it doesn't want us to get connected to our inner being. If we're connected to our inner being, it wouldn't have any worth. You wouldn't need it. So it's put it best way. I gotta make this easy for you to understand. All right. So the ego, best way to feel wanted or needed is to make you feel unwanted, low self-esteem, and needed. And the ego does that by constantly putting you down, constantly putting you in a situation where you cannot go and access your true worth and your authentic self. Otherwise, if you were able to tap into your true worth and your authentic self and your true being and your feelings, your ego would feel it would diminish, it would die. So its primary job is to make you and I unhappy, as a way to keep us on point and as a way to keep itself relevant. This is where all suffering comes from. This is where anxiety and depression comes from. So what do you learn? What have you learned here? Well, you have learned that your conscious mind or your intellect mind is going to continue to do what it's going to do. You have to do what you have to do. And what do you have to do? You have to ignore. Don't listen, understand, implement that the ego is only about itself. It will never allow you to feel worthy or deserving. It won't do that, because if it does that, it says you don't need it anymore. So, listen to the big picture. I just told you in simple words that you must be worthy, you must be deserving. It's your inner core, it's your inner being. You're just not accessing it when you're attempting to go in there. Your mind is keeping that door closed from you. Your own ego knows you're worthy and you're deserving. It logically knows that. It's smart. It doesn't want you to know that, because if you know that, it's out of a job. So what you do is you start to separate yourself from your mind. You start to live in two different worlds. In one world, you're using intellect and your understanding. The next world, you're using your higher being, your feelings, you're meditating, you're visualizing, you're focusing on what you want. All of this will help you. And one of the most powerful tools that you can use to help you with depression and anxiety is to speak happiness, well-being into your life in a question form. It's highly effective. If you say to yourself, why am I so happy? Why do I feel so at ease? Why am I in such a great mood? If you say those words out loud daily, it is your unconscious mind, people, that controls the emotions, depression and anxiety. Whenever we do something in a question form, it will force our unconscious mind to answer our question with our emotions. And remember, our emotion is what? Energy in motion. And what does emotion do? Emotion creates your physical reality and your physical experiences. That's how we generate reality, through emotions and feelings and seeing. So, if you understand what I'm saying? Question form. Question form, because your unconscious mind is an answer. It's a question answer generator. The main focus of the subconscious is to prove to you and to answer questions based on what you say. It's a prover mind. I've said this in tons of videos. Prover wants to prove to you by a question. Why do I feel so at peace? Why do I feel so happy? Why am I in such a great mood? You say those things out loud, your mind says, we're in a great mood? Okay, let me put these emotions to make you feel in a great mood. So Robin says, I just tried it. Great job. Yes, of course, it's 100% is going to work. Because remember people, even though our ego is responsible for making us feel unworthy and low and all this stuff, we can ignore that sometimes, right? And if you understand that. But the real guy behind it, the culprit behind all of this, initiating these feelings of anxiety and depression, is our unconscious mind, our subconscious mind. Our ego cannot control our immune system. It cannot control our emotion. It doesn't manifest it. It just helps to hype it up, and the subconscious finishes it off. So if you can get the subconscious to change your emotions, then you will change your feelings, and the chemistry in your body will change, because it controls all things. It can make you healthy, wealthy, successful. It can make you poor, broke, and unhealthy. Your subconscious does all of that. So if you want to overcome your depression or anxiety, speak those things into your life. Okay, I'll give you some other things that you must be conscious of. You know, happiness is not something you best want to put it for you to understand, so you make this sense. Happiness is not something you go out for. Happiness is not something that you try to get. Happiness is not something that you get. It's something that you are. You are already happy from the day you were born. You were just conditioned to move away from happiness by using stuff to make you think you're happy, and that's part of your ego. What if the ego answers negative to affirmation? No problem. Your subconscious already have it. It could, whatever it says, it's not going to affect it. Once you get the question in, the subconscious takes it first. So it's a first come, first serve. So if your ego says, it's too late, the subconscious is already working on it. And then you just have to ignore it more. You see how it works? There is a big difference between your ego and your subconscious mind. Your ego directs the subconscious mind what to manifest. The subconscious mind manifests based according to what your conscious mind puts in. That's how it works. The conscious mind is responsible for keeping you safe, keeping you alive, helping you navigate the world, helping you logicalize, judge, rationalize, and that's where the ego forms. Your subconscious mind is responsible for implementing what the conscious mind puts in. However, the subconscious mind have the ability to block out the conscious mind and do its own thing based on what you program it to do. So your subconscious mind can work with and work out without your ego. How does this work? Well, remember, at your core essence, you have your authentic self. So if your ego tells you you're unworthy and you're not good enough, if you accept that belief, then your subconscious mind will implement it. So you still have control. You can either allow it to go in, or you can say no, it's not, and then ignore it, and it won't affect the subconscious. Now the power is when you use affirmations in question form, such as, why am I so happy? Why do I feel so at peace? Why am I always in a good mood? Why is my life looking so positive and optimistic consistently? What you do with that term is you shut out the ego immediately, and then the subconscious hears that question, and if you repeat it now, the subconscious will start to think that's what you want. Even though your ego will say to you, hey man, no, stop that doesn't work. It's too late already. It's unconscious, it's illogical. All it's looking for is a pattern or a repetition. Anything that repeats the most will get your unconscious attention. If you're doing something on a daily basis over and over, it's the way to get your subconscious attention. When you get your subconscious attention now, you're going to get experiences. Does that make sense? The more you say something, the more you repeat something, it becomes a pattern, it becomes a habit, it becomes your way of life. And you don't have to do it on a physical level or go out and try to do it. You can do it on a verbal level with affirmations. If you repeat affirmations every day out loud, a few times a day, why am I so successful? Why am I so healthy, young, and strong? Why do I feel so happy consistently? Why am I at peace all the time? Why is my body so relaxed and in flow? Why am I so optimistic and happy? Why am I so joyful? Those are powerful, man. When you say them out loud in question, you do it yourself now, you feel the difference. But your unconscious mind now hears that daily, every day, even if you're not. That's the point of, that's why you ask the questions, because you gotta be happy and grateful that your unconscious is illogical. Yeah, if someone says, why did I just receive $2,000 in my bank account? Exactly. That's the beauty of your subconscious. It's illogical. Even if you don't believe it, even if you don't feel it right now, if you say it daily, it will become a habit. You will start to believe it. You will start to feel it, and it will start to manifest. That's how all things come into existence. That's called a belief. That's called a manifestation. Everybody, to manifest something, you first don't believe it. You have to create the belief. You create a belief by repeating it. So even if you don't accept it at first, even if your mind is telling you that's not you, if you keep forcing it and saying it out loud daily, there is going to come a point when one day when you start to say it, your feelings are going to, you're going to say, wait a minute, I actually start feeling healthy. I'm actually starting to feel happy. Wait a minute, I'm going to start feeling. That's the process. That's called programming. That's called change of habits. See that? So for anyone having issues with anxiety or depression or anything like that to manifest, that's the go-to key right there, to use your own voice, affirm it so your unconscious can take over and do it. Now, I must say to you that this is something that you have to be consistent with. You can't do this for 4 days and say, this ain't working. And then it's not going to work. If you're really serious and you want to shift and change, and you'll do this until you see the results. See how it works? Prosperity, yes. How to interpret downloads. Downloads, you don't need to interpret downloads. Downloads come in without your awareness. They are hidden from your senses. They are just downloaded into your subconscious, and then when it's time for them to be revealed, your subconscious sends it up to your conscious mind, and then you can interpret it. Your conscious mind helps you to interpret it, because that's what it's made to do. It's made to interpret. It's made to logicalize. So we all have downloads. Our higher self decides which download to send up to help you. You have no decision in that stuff. It's all up to your authentic self. It knows what you need, when you need it, how to get it. And when it comes time, it just says, all right, it's time for you to go up to the conscious mind and tell him how to do this stuff. Oh, I'm going to do this stuff. So this is why you never have to worry about what's going on in your life. Your life is practically already set up for success for you already. You just have to allow the game to play out. You know, it's interesting. It's like our bodies. I wonder if you ever notice how your body is so precise. Like all the cells in your body, they know how to make your body. They know the exact state to get your body to be where it's at. If you're sick, it knows how to make you get better. It knows digesting your food. It's creating a perfect. I mean, your body is just working. It's just doing its thing without you. Without you saying, okay, man, let me see, I gotta try to digest my food right now. All right, let me see if I can maintain my blood pressure. Okay, let me see if I can maintain my what else I gotta maintain? Oh my goodness, my body temperature. All right, what about breaking down my food for energy? I gotta try to do that. You don't do any of that. You just carry on with your life, and your body is just doing its thing behind the scenes. Your body knows exactly what you need, when you need it, how to do it. You get up every day, you just do your thing. Your body's doing millions of stuff, and you don't even know it before you even blink. That's the same thing with your authentic self. It's doing the same thing right now and sending information to your subconscious and putting it out when you need to know it. So you have to use that analogy like your body. You know, your body knows exactly when to distribute the amount of energy for you. You know, your body is so miraculous, so marvelous. Let me check this out. So you know, your body can adapt. And I'm giving you this example to show you that if your body can do it, how about your authentic self, which is like totally on another level beyond your body, man. So your body watches you. Okay, so if your body, you know, so the younger you are, the more energy you're going to put out. So your body knows, all right, so we got to get this amount in, because you know, so we have to take this amount of calories or whatever, because you know you're more energetic. But you know, say when you were like younger, you're working in the office or you're walking around. Okay, now you get a little bit older, you're not using as much energy as before. So now you start to maybe do something less energetic. You know what your body does? Your body says, okay, we're less energetic, so let me slow down our metabolic rate. So now let me slow things down, so you don't have to eat, you don't have to do as much anymore. You know, see, that's what I'm showing you. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Your body just, okay, we're more active. Okay, we'll keep high. Oh, we're less active. We'll keep low. Your body is doing all of that right now. How about your higher self? How about your subconscious? How about your infinite mind? Okay, I know what you need. I know. Okay, let me tell you something. Did you know that your higher self knows your desires you want before you even want it? You know that? Think about that. This is what I'm saying to you. This is boggling your mind, and this may have you tripping. Like, what is he saying? Your true self knows what you want, what your desires are before they come into your physical body, before they come into physical mental faculties. So when you get something in your head saying, oh, I want that car, oh, I desire that home, you're already late. Your higher self knew that way before. You're just getting it now. You understand what I'm saying? So if it knows what you want before you could ever want it, by the time it comes to you and you say, oh, I want that, it means it was already working on manifesting it for you. So if it's working on manifesting it for you by the time you get it, what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to just leave it alone and let it flow, and then take the inspired action when it comes. Do the things to help your subconscious to make you aligned to receive it. Don't sabotage your own success. That's the problem we do. We sabotage our own success because of our conscious mind. See, our conscious mind lacks the ability. It doesn't have the ability to see that type of field. How do I talk to my higher self? Just like I'm talking now. Just like you talk to yourself every day. Whatever, however you want to talk to it, talk to it. It's you. That's why you need to work on intuition, correct? Intuition increases your ability to listen to your authentic self and take inspired action to meet your goals and manifest them. You know, the mind, man, the thing I've learned over the years about my mind is how influential it can be if I allow it to be that way. And also I learned how devious, how consistent, diabolical, I would like to say, how it loves to live in lack and negativity and unhappiness, how it loves to make me feel a certain way down. And I would always wonder, say, why would it do that to me, man? And then once I realized, well, Mark, there's a big thing that this is what I learned as you get on a spiritual awakening, as you're journeying into life. I learned, wait a minute, this could never be me. That set me free. When I overstand, I didn't understand, I overstand that my own mind was a plug-in. Bloop. I didn't come with it here. It was a plug-in. It was made, it was cultivated, it was developed, and it was planted into me as a part of my survival. I came here already complete. I came here with all the tools I need or whatever to manifest anything I wanted. But here's the problem. The powers that be, the matrix, the society, my parents, my teachers, they didn't tell me this. That's the problem. The professors, the doctors, the whatever, they didn't tell me that my mind was not mine. It was a plug-in that's attached and that's trying to help navigate my world. But all along, see, because they didn't tell me this, I accepted, I believe, just like everybody else. That's who I am. God, man, I'm this low self-worth person. Oh my goodness. All this stuff in my mind I say must be true. Oh my goodness, look at my anxiety. Oh my goodness, I'm now a little depressed. Oh good. I guess I have to live with it. Oh man, why are you talking to me like that? See what I'm saying? So now when I realize, oh, it's a plug-in, and when it comes online, I just remind myself, this is a plug-in. If it's a plug-in, I can plug it out. How do I plug it out? I ignore it. And I can't blame my parents. I can't blame the teachers. I can't blame people, because guess what? They believe the same thing as well. Nobody told them. Only when you discover knowledge and truth, then things become revealed, and then that's when you can take the step. So what I've done now is, when the mind comes online with does its thing, when it tries to get you down and all that stuff, when it tries to compare you with other people, what I remind myself is, my magic words is, Mark, plug in. This is a plug-in, Mark, a plug-in. When I hear the word plug-in, I just get back into my senses and say, oh, yeah, I could ignore this. You see, I can't ignore something that is me. If it's authentically me, you can't ignore it. If it's not you, you can ignore it. I'm going to prove it to you right now. Have you ever had a feeling in your gut? No matter how you try to ignore it, you couldn't ignore it. to do something, to say something, to go somewhere, even when you try to ignore it, it would physically give you, it would come in your dreams, it would make you feel worse until you stop and say, all right, what is it? And then it turned out that something helped you, something that positive for you. That's called your true self. So you can't ignore your true being or your intuition. However, you can ignore your mind. That's why I just showed you that it's not yours. If your mind was truly part of you, ignoring it would be impossible. Just the concept of beginning to ignore it would never work. The minute you say, okay, let me make it simple for you. If your mind was truly part of you, you would not have the ability to distract yourself from your mind. For example, right now, if my mind is bothering me, I can easily distract my mind. I can take my attention and say, okay, let me go look what's going on my social media. Boom. If my mind was truly mine, none of that could happen. Because the minute I say, okay, let me go take a look at what's going on my social media, I would say, nope, I got to go back to my mind. Because that's the power my mind would have over me if it was me. But your mind is not you as well. So that's what I'm showing you, people, that when you have a plug-in, it's making you feel anxious and depressed and down, it's because you are entertaining the plug-in. You believe the plug-in is yours. I'm telling you, you have a plug-in. Nobody in the matrix is going to tell you this. Now here, people in the matrix knows this. The powers, the smart ones, the PhD, your intuition, your psychotic, all of these people, they know, the religious clergy, they know this stuff, but they are going to hide it. This is why they don't tell you. They're going to hide it. And they're going to tell you that, hear what they call it? Your mind. Your mind. Your mind. Use your mind. Your mind. You get, every day you're getting it. Your mind. Your mind. No wonder you're going to associate yourself and say, oh, I'm the mind. But you cannot be the mind. It's impossible for you to be the mind. So to free yourself is to understand an adaptation, a plug-in. So something can plug in, you can plug it out. And when I mean plug it out, you can ignore it. Just like your computer, turn your computer on, your plug-in comes on and say, hey, activate. You can just press the little button on the top, diminish the screen, the plug-in goes down in the bottom screen. Or you can close out the plug-in, close it out. It's just how you do with your mind. So again, it's imperative for you to understand that, and use an analogy I showed you. If it's truly part of you, you will never be able to distract yourself from your mind. You'll never be able to ignore it. And I could give you the example of things that are truly part of you: your gut intuition, feelings, your dreams. If something's a part of you, you will never be able to ignore it. It will keep bombarding you until you take an action to do something. See that? When I plug in, what's next? What do you mean when you plug in? You don't plug in, you plug out. Just focus on stuff you want or desire, and it'll keep the plug-in distracted all the time. See how it works? Great. So I'll see you guys again next time.